Mississippi Canna TV. What's going on, my Mississippians, folks interested in Mississippi cannabis, all the above? Chef Chris here, your Mississippi Canna TV host. I'm out moving around in Mississippi, in my little area, Marshall County. What's going on, everybody in the North Mississippi area, man? If you're following and you in North Mississippi area, man, drop a comment below. Let me know, man. Maybe we can link up, start these chests going, get the Mississippi cannabis culture going, man. By the way, man, any flower facilities, anything you see like that on this channel is all gonna be compliant. You know what I'm saying? I got my little Mississippi, There we go. So one thing I want to talk about, man, we just talked about this Mississippi cannabis thing that's online, is I actually met some folks here in my area who are the first couple in Marshall County who was going to be starting a grow facility, micro cultivation. And I was just rapping with him on the phone, you know what I'm saying, doing a little mini phone interview. And that's one thing we're going to try to do here too, is get some more people on, have some interviews, really bring that culture the way that we kind of see that culture brought on a lot of other podcasts, YouTube channels, or whatever the case may be. But I was just asking him, man, because they come from another state where there was a medical program going on, so they're seasoned growers. They know how these states start off these medical programs. And I was just thinking, man, what overall do you think about the Mississippi program in comparison to other programs? And bro was just really like, man, feels like there's definitely gonna be some hurdles. Some of these counties are a whole lot more conservative in Mississippi. It is the Bible Belt. But one thing he did say that's different, in Mississippi, they're issuing licenses based on your square footage. So they have micro cultivation all the way up to huge scale, cultivation. So micro cultivators be like 500 square feet. All the way up to the 50,000 square foot big mega cultivators. So the thing he was saying about that is in most states it's a per plant. You know, you're gonna pay a permit price if you got, say, 50 to 100 plants, 100 to whatever. In Mississippi, since they kind of got this thing set up square footage wise, it really works crazy, because you gotta think, anybody who's cultivated or who kind of knows, 500 square feet of flowering plants is a lot of plants. You can get quite a few lights under that space. You can get poundage regularly off of 500 square feet. So just imagine the micro cultivation license in Mississippi, I believe is $1,500. So for $1,500, that gets you your permit. Of course, this is contingent upon you building out a space, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Building out a space to be able to get permitted, to be able to get inspected to get that permit. But at that point, that permit is $1,500. And that's micro cultivation. Think of 500 square foot canopy. You can also gonna have additional space for vegging plants. So you got your vegetative room, then you got your flowering room. So being able to be a micro cultivator in the state of Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, 500 square feet of canopy space is pretty good. You can do a significant amount of growth in that space. So I asked him, for a small time Mississippi farmer that wants to get this on the micro cultivation level, craft growing setup, what's the dollar amount? Like, how much do you think you really need to jump that off? And his response is, if you got infrastructure, say you or your family always done had a farm out here in Mississippi, you off in the sticks, y'all got infrastructure already. I mean, you got a well, you got electrical. He said 50 grand is the number you should be thinking about. And this is including, now there were some specific, in my county, there were some specific stipulations they put in place, crazy shit. Like, you know, you gotta have a 350-foot paved road. You gotta be so many hundreds of feet away from the boundary of the next property. So he was saying, if you got those things worked out, the road, your building, insulated, and we're talking a small size metal building. We're talking entry level setup. He was saying 50 grand. So to all my folks out there who are thinking, man, we got this property, we got this space, we've always done this, we've always done that, and you want to get into the micro cultivation, 50 large might have what take you. But I asked him, you know, just giving that. Now here's the thing he had to throw into place too. If you come from a farming background, families have farm, you got property and whatnot, and that property is already acquired, you already got certain tools in place, you already got certain equipment in place, 50 grand is not a large amount. Because he was telling me, conservatively speaking, he was like, man, 5 bags. He like, 5 bags can have me breaking even every month. He was like, you know what I'm saying, 10 bags every other month could carry you through. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about that too. Like, That's not a huge amount of space, but this is contingent on so many things, because right now, nobody really knows what a 3.5, an eighth, a tray 5, whatever you call it in your part, nobody knows what's going to be the pretty much standard rate for a top shelf 3.5 right now in Mississippi. Who knows? But one thing he did say is the fire always controls everything. So, you know, the people with the fire will be able to get a little bit more per bag from the dispo. So like I said, I'm going to be sharing everything cannabis related here in Mississippi, kind of giving that information. Like I said, when I look out on YouTube, I didn't see a lot of information like this. So I decided, like, let me be that person to really bring it to it. So there's just some information on cultivating in Mississippi, numbers wise, what we're looking at, and just bringing you more information. Hopefully when I meet up with them later in the day, might be able to get some pics of the setup, probably not. But the more information I get from him, I'll share with you guys here on Mississippi Canna TV.